Star Trek actors have really gone insane since the election of Donald Trump. We've seen a lot of them do their whole flounce to blue sky thing, and Anson Mount is actively going at fans on X saying crazy things over in the Strange New World level of things. But Michelle Yeoh is about to come out with a Section 31 movie, and so nobody wants this. She should not be in that, and her character from Discovery should not be reprised. It's stupid. And it is yet another Star Trek that nobody asked for. So she's going to exactly go out and do the typical Hollywood victim thing ahead of the show when it comes out because it's going to fail. And then she's going to blame the fans and the toxic fans and the misogyny for the whole situation. You could see the marketing campaign right now. None of this is done by mistake, guys. This is what Hollywood does 100% of the time. We've seen it over and over and over on the years, and now it's infesting Star Trek. Let's get into the news in just a moment. Smash that like and subscribe button. Join us here, Star Trek fans. I am a science fiction guy. This is our channel right here, and we're getting very close to 50,000 subscribers because of people like you. I'm also writing a space exploration series, so my goal is to replace Star Trek for you. I think I'm hitting it out of the park. I'm going to release it as a trilogy next year, so it's going to go bam, bam, bam. And so get up on my newsletter. It's in the description below right here. One, you get 3 free books for doing so. You get a fantasy book, a sci-fi book, and a graphic novel as well. So I give that for you, and then when I come out with my books, you'll be able to find it, and you'll be able to see this as coming out. I really want to connect with you guys. Thank you for signing up and making our newsletter huge so far. We're going to have the biggest launch ever because I think people are starved for real Star Trek, which is what we're going to provide here, something that Paramount Plus won't for whatever reason. So Michelle Yeoh, whose credits include Wicked, Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings, Everything Everywhere, All at Once, and of course Star Trek Discovery and Section 31, which is coming up, whined that women in Hollywood are not even given the opportunity to try. Now, I find this ridiculous. Yeoh, of all people, gets put into everything. She is like the ultimate diversity hire who is cast literally because she's an Asian female. That is it. It's like, we better get an Asian female cast in this. Let's put her in the show. Every single time. You see her everywhere. She is propped up like nobody I've ever seen, and I honestly don't think her acting's that good. I do not understand it whatsoever, but hey, she has been propped up trying to become a superstar, and that's that. As reported by George Salza at Hollywood Reporter, she made an appearance at the Red Sea International Film Festival in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, complaining about the lack of power women have in Hollywood despite major studios being driven into the ground by female leaders such as Kathleen Kennedy at Lucasfilm and Jennifer Salke at Amazon Studios. And if you look at recent Star Trek offerings, look at what they're doing in Star Trek too. Discovery was just like a full female sort of deal with the Michael. I guess Michael might be a allegory for Michelle Obama being trans or whatever. But hey. And then, of course, there's Lower Decks, which has the strong female Beckett Mariner lead, who's the main character. And then there's even Strange New Worlds, guys. Like, even though it is Captain Pike and Spock, if you look at it, like, the rest of the bridge crew is, like, way disproportionately female. It's like 80-20 female, which they've done intentionally. And so, of course, Section 31 is going to be much the same. And this is everything. Every action movie now is like some weird female-centric thing showing that a 100-pound woman can beat up a trained 200-pound male soldier with just like flicking their wrist easily. And it's insane. It's actually very, very bad messaging for women because the women who actually try this in real life are just going to not do very well. I'll just leave it at that. Oh my gosh, I forgot Picard. Even Picard was Picard is a hapless old man with all these strong female leads around him who were actually doing all the work for him. It was a biggest bait and switch in history on that. Ugh, gosh, it just makes me mad seeing all this stuff. It's such a lie that this woman's perpetuating, and they keep saying it. Like it's like if they just say it over and over again, they can remain victims forever. And somebody will believe them. I guess other women believe them at this point, but I don't know many men that do. While discussing her numerous film projects, Salzi explained how she also touched on her battle for better female representation and more diversity, while urging Hollywood gatekeepers to do more to ensure more opportunities for women and diversity. Specifically, Yeoh stated, "As storytellers, and filmmakers, especially women, that we're saying is just give us equal opportunities. Let us prove ourselves. If we can't have a seat at the table because we're not capable, then that's one thing. But if we're not given a seat, we're not even given the opportunity to try. Open the gates and let us in. Oh, it's so cringy. And this really, again, as Section 31 is going to premiere, and this is clear marketing towards that, and clear painting a narrative where fans are going to be the bullies, etc., just like they've done with Disney Star Wars every single time. They did it with The Acolyte. It's such a tired marketing tactic at this point. You could see it coming from a mile away, and this is exactly what she's doing here. Her comments do not make a lick of sense at all, obviously. One need only look at Kathleen Kennedy and Jennifer Salke to literally leading film studios and choosing what projects they can to be greenlit. And these two women have embraced the woke diversity agenda with major franchises such as Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Lord of the Rings, and Star Trek on top of that. Furthermore, I know it's Kurtzman at the top of it, but he's got quite the team around him. Furthermore, women have been in Hollywood from the very beginning. As noted in Yeoh's credits, she's had plenty of opportunities, arguably more than many male actors. Like I said at the beginning of the video, she is in everything. They prop her up in everything. Having her lead Section 31 is ridiculous. It is a stupid concept that never should have been greenlit. Any real Star Trek fan would have been like, nope, this is a terrible idea. And yet they're doing the exact same thing. And who else are they trying to prop up in this? They're having a weird blue hair lady in the episode who's supposed to be Rachel Garrett, the commander of the Enterprise C from yesterday's Enterprise, which again, they showed that a woman already commanded the Enterprise, and they've already done this with Captain Janeway 20, 30 years. It's, I guess, 30 years ago now. Jeez. So none of this is new. None of this is needed. This is such an abject lie, and it's pretty obvious at this point. I don't know how these people still get away with this, and nobody calls on us on them on it, but us over here at the Fandom Pulse. It's really bizarre. Numerous people were perplexed by it, and this is what the people are saying. How much more do they want? One thing she is right about is equality. Women get more than men do. There isn't anywhere in Western society that women don't get treated equally. They get preference over a man in many cases. The gaslighting is BS. Another one, how many white guys say this trying to get into Bollywood productions over in India? That's pretty funny. Another said, you've been given the whole goddamn table. F this gaslighting BS. Yes. Yes, she, especially Michelle Yeoh, of all people. Hasn't she been a lead actress in movies for 30 years? Way back in the 90s, she was co-starring in Police Story 3, Super Cop, and Tomorrow Never Dies. Yes, she's been cast in she is the person who's propped up more than anybody else in Hollywood. It's ridiculous. How much more opportunity can they be given? They don't want diversity. They want exclusivity. And that seems to be the whole case here. They've taken properties which are usually predominated by men, like Star Trek, which is about an action-adventure show of space exploration, and then they try to slowly turn it into a woman's property. And if you look at like the themes of Discovery, which are just like exploring strange new genders instead of exploring strange new worlds, that's something that they're trying to gear at like 18 to 22-year-old girls rather than actually doing a space adventure show like the men who actually used to watch the show wanted. Now, women's properties still exist. Obviously, Barbie and Wicked are at the top of the charts as women go to these things, but the thing is they try to make every men's property a woman's property as well. They try to exclude men from the table, to use Michelle's language here, and it's very, very obvious, and it doesn't work because the women don't also come into these adventure properties. They're not interested in that kind of thing. They want Barbie and Wicked, very obviously. And so I don't know at what point Hollywood will figure this out, but Section 31 starring Michelle Yeoh and some blue-haired chick playing a Rachel Garrett who used to be a classy character and is now going to be, of course, probably some weird bisexual whatever, just to make a point again in Alex Kurtzman's fake Star Trek that's out there. And when are they going to just get back to doing what they're supposed to do? We watched that fan film coming out the other day of Star Trek, which was following up on Star Trek Generations, called Unification. Go find that if you haven't. It's well worth the watch. And it just had Captain Kirk like in silence as he's like contemplating eternity, and then eventually sees Spock, and that's all that happens in it. Like there's no dialogue, there's no nothing, and yet it was the most beautiful and yet most authentic Star Trek we've seen in decades. Like How can fans do this on the side very, very easily, and yet they can't get it together in Hollywood? I don't know. The agenda matters more to these people, obviously, than anything else. And like I said, I think this is a marketing stunt because they know that Section 31 is going to fail. They know that fans are not going to like it, and they know that alternatives to Star Trek are needed because there is that want for space exploration out there, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Do you think Michelle Yeoh is actually a victim here? Leave a comment down below. Love to hear from you. And please join my newsletter, guys. Like I said, I'm going to be writing a real space adventure soon, and it's going to be a trilogy that's going to be very like what Star Trek used to feel like, guys, with just going and exploring planets and actually going out there with humanity being its best. No Hollywood agenda to it. You're going to love it. So please join us and connect with me here on my newsletter, which is in the description below. And you get 3 free books in the process. I mean, pretty good deal for you guys. And say hello. I love to hear from you guys. We'll be back soon.